This is the Old Musician's Blog number 39. Hello, how are you today? Well, just fine, considering the ravages of age and the slowly approaching senility and a loss of ability generally. But fortunately, it's incremental enough so that one doesn't hardly notice it on a day-to-day basis. Just, the occasional blip of, trying to think of the right word or the right memory or the right something or another, which used to seem like it was accessible, but now maybe less so. Just fine, doing just fine. And I'm thinking, wow, look at that. I was talking the other day and I was saying, well, most of my friends are musicians and they don't have squat. And I realized, when I listened to that, that was true in 1980, but that's not true at the moment. Most of my friends are sort of solidly kind of middle class people, who, they have houses and they have stuff and they have cars and, marriage and children and, grandchildren and some of them even have great grandchildren and all the rest of it, And that's, I'm thinking, well, look at that's often the case that one reverts to, an earlier memory or sometimes a desire, to have something later in life which is no longer appropriate for something that you wanted when you were younger. And I think that happens quite a lot to people generally. And it's interesting to think about. Well, what do people want? What do we want? What is it that we want? And different people want different things. Some want adventure, some want comfort, and stability, and some want time, and some want to be creative, and some are creative, and some are this and some are that, and off it goes, into the whole spectrum of things, and that brings me around back to this social media thing, and it's interesting because a lot of people are talking about social engineering now, and whether it's intentional, random, or what doesn't really matter. The fact of it is that interacting with the culture shapes behavior, and in the state of social media as it is, it's very compelling to want to be liked, like in a sort of social way. You want to be popular. You want to get likes, and now there's a whole new wave of social media coming where they actually will reward with cryptocurrency, an actual financial reward, and that is even more compelling to go and see whether or not you received anything, for your efforts. And what it does is it has a tendency to shape your efforts into the kind of media creation that is rewarded. And what is that? That kind of media creation that gets rewarded easily is tends to be explanatory, well thought out media posts that explain some aspect of things that people want to know about. And sometimes they explain it in a way that people want to be explained in that way. So, so that they will feel good about themselves when they read it, and, whether that has anything to do with the actual truth of it or not, I don't know. Nobody knows these things because, they're shaped by the desire. And, desire itself is a kind of a tricky word. The wants, the where's the gradation, the want, the need, the desire, the imaginings of what a person has and experiences in the flow of energy that passes through their life stream in the form of time, space, and experience.